Hi, welcome to Books with Lexi. In this video, I'm going to be reading 3 new release thrillers. So all of these have a mystery element in them, which I'm excited for. I feel like I've been moving away from mystery slash thrillers a little bit and reading more thrillers, but I'm really looking forward to reading all 3 of these 2022 releases. So the first book I will be reading is Just the Nicest Couple by Mary Kubica. I've read 2 or 3 by this author, and some really work for me and some don't, so I'm interested to see which direction this goes in. And then the other 2 are new to me authors. One is a debut author and one is not. So I have Liar, Dreamer, Thief by Maria Dong. This also has some fantasy elements in it. And the last book I will be reading, which is the debut, is The House in the Pines by Anna Reyes. I'm really excited to read all of these and I can't wait to talk to you about them. I'm at 34%. Can you see all of these like fuzzies from my blanket? Anyway, I'm 34% into Just the Nicest Couple by Mary Kubica. I know this is not my typical book. I know that I'm constantly saying that I don't like domestic thrillers, and that is what this is, but I really liked Local Woman Missing, which I read when it came out a year and a half ago. So I figured I would give this one a go. So we're following 2 different couples, Jake and Nina. Jake is a neurosurgeon, definitely some sort of surgeon, and Jake has gone missing. So Jake and Nina, and then Lily and Christian. Lily and Nina are both teachers at the same school and they are really close friends, and Christian is names Lily's husband. So Nina and Jake get into this big fight at the beginning, and then Jake goes missing, so she's assuming that he has left because of their fight and just isn't coming home and is staying somewhere. But then it turns out that he's not showing up to work, nobody knows where he is. But Lily might know something about the disappearance, and she tells her husband, Christian, and they are trying to cover things up because they don't want Lily to get in some sort of trouble. She is pregnant, she's a teacher, so we are watching Lily and Christian trying to keep secrets and Nina trying to figure out what happened to her husband. That is all in the synopsis. And that's pretty much what has happened in the first 34% that I've listened to. It kind of feels like a lot to tell you, but that is the basics of the storyline. I feel like I had to tell you all of that to be able to talk about anything in the future. So far, I'm mostly enjoying it. There's been no point where I've considered DNFing this, which is usually the case for domestic thrillers, but I'm not feeling obsessed with it either. I'm interested enough to keep reading though, and I'm having a good time, so I'm going to do that, and I will talk to you again once I'm 2/3 in. Hi, quick update for you. I am 65-ish%, I don't remember, into Just the Nicest Couple. Sorry, when someone's just laying here and I think I have cat hair on me. I'm kind of bored. Nothing is happening. There was the mystery, the disappearance at the beginning, and the rest of the book so far has just been the main character worrying, and then the couple worrying that they're gonna get caught, and then a pregnancy, worrying about that. And I'm just like, can we do something else? I get it, but also I don't want to read about it. This feels very long. This book is only 320 pages. The audiobook is only 10 hours and 30 minutes, I think. So it shouldn't feel like it's dragging this much, but it definitely, sorry, cat hair. But it definitely does feel that way. I'm on Sprint on Katrina's channel right now for her 2K celebration, so I will be able to finish this tonight, which is exciting. But this is feeling like a generous 3-star right now. I have finished Just the Nicest Couple, and I'm gonna give this 2 stars. I think this was so boring, and for me personally, it was really predictable. I think that the pacing was off. I think it was mostly so slow. I didn't care about anything that was happening. I think that the characters weren't distinguished enough either. I was finding that I was getting really confused between the characters. This just overall did not work for me. I don't think it was anything offensive. I don't think it was actually terrible, but for me as a book, it's not what I like. And you could argue that I was never going to like this book, and while that might be valid, I also do like domestic thrillers sometimes, so like I like to give them a go, especially because I really, really liked Book a Woman Missing. But yeah, this one just like really fell flat for me. They were very unlikable characters, and that does not bother me if they are interesting, but they were not interesting characters for me. Also, I feel like this is very forgettable. It may have been a while since I've read this book, and I forgot to do a final vlog update, and I cannot remember anything except for the fact that I know I didn't care for the twist. Okay, I remember one thing, but like, I don't know. That's just not the book for me. I didn't like the execution. It had potential for me to like it because at the beginning I was liking it more, but generally didn't like this one, so 2 stars. Hello, I am 37, I think, percent into Liar, Dreamer, Thief. And this one is quite an interesting one. So we are following, sorry, I'm doing, in my hair, doing cross stitch on my computer. So we are following Katrina. She is kind of estranged from all of her family. She is very broke and she has this weird obsession with this guy. She also has these like very specific things she needs to do in regards to like certain activities or stuff like that. And then she finds a cryptic message from the guy she's like obsessed with, Kurt, implying that he knows that she's watching him. And then she like happens to come across his apparent suicide, but then she goes to the cops and there's like no evidence of this happening, so she doesn't know what's real and what's not. So that's kind of where I am right now. I don't really understand certain things that are happening. There's some like weird stuff that is like implying like alternate dimensions and things like that, and I just really don't understand, but I'm very intrigued. The writing is more on the complex, like flowery side, but it's not too much for me. I'm enjoying the audiobook. So I'm gonna keep reading because I want to finish this today. The 72 Hours in the Haunted House starts tonight, so I want to finish it before that. Super interested to see how this continues because it's a weird one. So I am 2/3 into Liar, Dreamer, Thief, and this is weird. I don't even know how to talk about this book because like there's not a lot happening, but like also there's a lot happening. I'm confused about everything, and so is the main character, so like that's the point. So like I just don't even know what to say. I'm pretty sure I'm liking it. I'm definitely not liking it. Wait, what? Definitely not liking it. There we go. So that's pretty much the update. I will talk to you again when I'm done. I have finished Liar, Dreamer, Thief, and I'm going to give this 4 stars. Do I know what happened? No. Did I like it? Yes. There were a lot of interesting concepts in here. I think that there were certain things that maybe didn't make the most sense, and not in a way that it was like supposed to be confusing, but it was just confusing. Maybe not on purpose. I don't know how to talk about this book. So there's a lot of things that were confusing and I was fine with, and then a few things that were confusing and I was not, because I feel like it didn't make sense, not that I was supposed to be confused. I really don't know what to say about this book, but I enjoyed my experience reading it, so that's why it's going to get 4 stars for me. This feels like possibly maybe a genre blend with some slight fantasy elements, but also I don't know if they were real, so I don't know what to tell you. But if you're interested in weird books, this is one that is that, and I would recommend it. This was the worst vlog clip I've probably ever filmed because I don't know what I just said, but also I could not have done this any better for you. So, very confusing time, but also a good time. So 4 stars. I hit record and a plane is going by. Okay, I am 30% into A House in the Pines by Anna Reyes. So this is a mystery thriller following a woman who, when she was, I believe, a senior in high school, her friend mysteriously died in front of this man. There ended up being no reason for her death. It was just recorded as a sudden, I forget what they called it, some sort of like sudden death. But it's pretty much like they don't know, it was random and the person died. So our main character now, she self-medicates to get through life because of it. She's definitely dealing with an addiction, and she is trying to quit, but then at the beginning she sees a video where the same man who was with her sister whenever she died, like another woman dies mysteriously in front of him. So she decides that she's going to go back to her hometown to try to investigate where I am now. That has all happened, and she has just gotten back. She's going to the diner where the video was taken that the woman died in, and she's questioning the people that work there. Honestly, this is so forgettable already. It's been like 45 minutes since I stopped reading it earlier, and I had to look up the synopsis because I forgot what happened, and I was paying attention the whole time. So the plot itself, like while I'm listening, I am enjoying it, but as soon as I stopped, it like went out my brain, which is not specifically a good sign. And it's not like I was reading other things in between it. So this doesn't typically happen to me. I'm not sure why it is happening. So far, there's been some interesting conversations in here. We're getting some of the past timeline. When our main character is in high school, her main character, her grandmother dies and she goes to Guatemala for the funeral. So there's a lot of interesting conversations with that, which I'm appreciating. But there's just something that is not making me grasp onto this story. And I don't know why. I will update you again once I'm 2/3 in. I am listening to this from Libro FM. This was one of their ALCs. I have a code in the description if you're interested in joining and getting your first month for free. I think the audiobook is done well, so I'd recommend that if you are going to pick this up. I am on sprints on my channel, and then I'll be on sprints on Saf's channel later, so I will be able to finish this today. Fingers crossed I'll remember to update the vlog, because why am I so bad at that? Okay, I'll talk to you later. I am 66% into The House in the Pines, and honestly, this book is very boring for me. Um, Most of the storyline is taking place in the past, and there's like some vaguely, maybe, possibly creepy things, but it's like this guy is weird, but our main character is obsessed with him, and nothing exciting has happened. There was like one moment that it was vaguely interesting, and now it's picked up a tiny bit, but like not enough for me to be invested or care that much, which is a bummer. This book has a very low average rating. It's a Reese's Book Club pick, so there's a lot of ratings, and it's at a 3.24, which is very low, and a lot of them are 3-star reviews. So that's why it's so low. So it's not like it's a bunch of ones, but it is rated 3 stars by far more than any of the other ratings. I have started rating books 2 stars if I'm bored, so this is kind of on track, sadly, to be that. There's been like some vague mentions of maybe ghosts happening, but there's been nothing with that, and I don't know, it's boring. I'm glad it's pretty short, but I don't know, I just really wanted something else from this. It has a very interesting premise, but I'm not loving the execution. So I'm gonna finish and then I'll talk to you then. This was not a great one to end on. I have finished The House in the Pines, and honestly, the ending of this was so good. I wish that this stuff, I can't talk about any of it because it's all spoilers, but the direction this ended up going in was very, very interesting. I wish it would have been integrated throughout the plot more. I would have given it a way higher rating if that was the case. So for a lot of this, I was feeling like it was going to end up being 2 stars because I was honestly pretty bored, but because of the ending, I am going to give this 3 stars. I will 100% pick up from this author in the future. I think that the concepts were really cool. It's just the execution didn't work super well for me. The direction this went in is one that I really appreciated, and I feel like with this being a debut, I'm not mad about the pacing issues that I had. I really, really wish I could talk about the things that happened and why I would have liked more of it. We did get slight glimpses into some things, but I just really wish it would have been explored earlier. Honestly, with the concept, this is one that I could have given 5 stars, which is a bit of a bummer, but also makes me excited for this author's stuff in the future. Sadly, I don't really have much else to say. I think the pacing was off. I think generally it was very boring until the last, I don't know. I think the last third was pretty good. I can't remember when exactly it picked up, but I think in the last third or so. I don't think I have anything else to say about that, so this is the end of the vlog. I don't know how I feel about how this vlog went. I have a 2 star. I have a 4 star, but like, I don't know what happened. And then I have a 3 star that really was like a 2 star for a majority of the book and then a 5 star at the end. So I honestly don't know if I will pick up from Mary Kubica in the future, because this one was 2 stars. I can't remember what I rated Local Woman Missing, but it was either a 4 or a 5, so I really like that one. I have given this author 2 stars before, so I don't know. Generally, I don't think the kinds of books that she writes are for me, and that's totally fine. Liar, Dreamer, Thief, I will definitely read from this author in the future. I think this one, while I don't really know what happened, I think it was interesting and I had a good time reading it, even though I was confused. And then The House in the Pines, I will read from this author again. I hope the pacing issues are fixed, but generally I'm not upset because this is a debut. Let me know in the comments if you have read any of these books and what you thought, or if you are planning on reading them now. And I would love to hear what your favorite thriller release from 2023 has been so far. As always, links to places you can find me in other places on the internet are in the description, including my Bookstagram, my Storygraph, and my Patreon. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I hope to see you in my next one. Bye!